Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Turn our voyages is the D to the O to the U to the G, the trophy hunter extraordinaire. But we're not here for trophies. We're here for picks. Of course, NFL, and of course, go over my NBA picks from Christmas Day. But let's go do a quick recap of this past week. The Rams kept the Saints from marching in. The Steelers got an upset over the Bengals, and the Bills beat a Chargers team with no coach. Then the Browns beat the Texans, who didn't have their quarterback. The Jets' defense barely saved the day against the Redskins. The Seahawks made a comeback win over the Titans. The Falcons keep their playoff hopes flying as they beat the Colts. The Packers barely beat the Panthers. The Lions get to host their first playoff game as they beat the Vikings. But Lions, it costed you something. It costed you the Detroit Pistons. Buccaneers got my upset correct as they beat the Jaguars. The Bears keep not only the somewhat of a weird playoff hope alive, and technically still got the number one pick because Carolina sucks. Cowboys lost to the Dolphins in a questionable fish rating. Broncos lose to the Pats. Raiders beat the Chiefs. Eagles barely beat the Giants. And the Ravens did beat the 49ers again, though questionable officiating. And I say that as I had the Ravens winning. So I went 12-5 this week because remember, if you get the upset, if you're the only one who picks that team and they win, you get double points. And I'm 146.95 for this season. So I'm in second place because Rosie and Doc dropped out. So right now it's just between me, Travis, and Dave. So as for the NBA Christmas games, Knicks beat the Bucks, lost that one. Nuggets beat the Warriors, I lost that one. Celtics beat the Lakers, won that one. Heat beat the 76ers, got that W. And my Mavs beat the Suns. Now, of course, the team's already eliminated from the playoff contention. They don't matter, but there are a few teams still battling for their playoff hopes alive. Right now, Niners, Lions, Eagles, and Cowboys already in for the NFC. AFC, it is the Dolphins and the Ravens, which that game is important because whoever wins that game will most likely be the one seed in the AFC. But there are other teams still battling. You know, you have the Rams, the Seahawks, the Packers, the Vikings all battling pretty much, and the Falcons and Bucks battling. Saints are still in it as well. Bears need hope, and a lot of hope, and I don't think it's going to happen, so Bears should already be put out. Texans are still alive. Colts are still alive. The Jags are still alive. You know, it's kind of weird how bad they've been playing, to be honest. Broncos are still alive. Raiders are still alive. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens the next few weeks. But let's talk about tomorrow night's game. Let's hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Because it is the Browns against the Jets. Ironically enough, it's Falco who's leading the Browns and having a career renaissance at his age. Playing against a team he used to play for last year, actually, the Jets. I'm going to take the Browns here. Better defense. Better quarterback in this situation. But the question is going to be, are the refs actually going to throw any flags on the Jets offense for holding Myles Garrett? Because he's been being held a lot this year, like Wyatt and Parsons, but the refs are not throwing the flag. It's like the refs are purposely not throwing any holding calls anymore right now. Getting this, and by the way, I'm just going to say this for record. I think the referees have sucked almost in every game this year. We've seen the announcers call them out on it. We've seen analysts call them out on it. Personally, I think the NFL, and this is one of the two questions of the video, they need to fix the refs. So what would you do to fix the referee problem? Because the refs have been bad pretty much since the Saints-Rams playoff game. And if you ask Cleveland Brown fans, they've been bad since Bottlegate. And if you don't know what Bottlegate is, look it up. I did go over it a few nights ago on a stream, so keep that in mind. Next is the Saturday night game on ESPN, because there's no Monday night one this week. Taking the Cowboys over the Lions. We know that Cowboys have been perfect at home. So we're going to see if they can actually end the season going perfect at home, or if Detroit becomes the one team who beats them in Dallas. We shall see. Next, Ravens and Dolphins. I'm taking my mom's Ravens. Like I said, when she passed, I've been just going to pick the Ravens the rest of the way. Lamar Jackson most likely is going to be your MVP winner at this point because of what happened on Monday. Because they're never going to give it to a running back. Sorry, Dave. They're not going to give it to McCaffrey. And I think Purdy kind of played himself out of it, having that many interceptions. So I'm taking the Ravens to beat Miami. And that's also because of this. Bills will beat the Patriots. With that being said, if that does happen, the Dolphins lose and the Bills win, that'll make Week 18's matchup for the division. And by the way, I do think Dolphins and Bills will be the Sunday night game in Week 18. So there's the second question of the video. What would you want to do with the refs? How to fix the problem? And B, what's going to be the Week 18 game in my Sunday night, and my pick is Dolphins-Bills. Moving on, I got the Bears over the Falcons. Falcons are just a clusterfuck. I don't know how they won last week. I was dumbfounded. Bears have been looking good, but unfortunately too little too late. Colts and Raiders. This one's kind of hard because Colts on paper are the better team. You know, Raiders are going through a rebuild after firing the coach, benching Garoppolo. Granted, I don't think he's injured. But, you know, they're using an interim head coach. So Colts should win this one. And if the Raiders do win this, it'd kind of be poetic because, remember, the Colts beat them when they had Saturday as their interim head coach. So it would be interesting to see what happens. But give me the Colts. I got the Jags over the Panthers. You know, Jags should win this game even if Trevor Lawrence ain't playing. There is a chance he might not. Texans, Titans. I'm taking the Texans here. Just better team overall. We'll see if CG plays this week. That will be the question. Rams, Giants. I got the Rams. Sorry, Giants are pretty much just rebuilding now. Eagles, Cardinals. I got the Eagles. Cardinals, they should be able to beat the Cardinals, but I don't think it's going to be as easy as the Eagle fans think. Remember, Eagle fans, you barely got by the Giants. So, yeah, I don't think you should be coming into this game a little bit too cocky. You should win the game, but the Cardinals are kind of a tough team this year. I know their record doesn't show it, but they've been playing hard in a lot of their games. You know, it's one of those that if Murray would have been able to start the year, their record might not be what it is. Bucks, Saints, I got the Buccaneers. I think Bucks are going to win the South at this point. Niners versus the Redskins, Commanders, team with no name. I got the 49ers. Niners are just a better team, even with this loss on Monday. So, Dave, you're going to win. Don't sweat it. Seahawks, Steelers, I got the Seahawks. What the Steelers did was great. Rudolph was able to, with his nose so bright, able to save their season, but I think the Seahawks bring them back down to earth. Bengals, Chiefs. This is my upset pick for the week. I got the Bengals. I know the Chiefs are favored because, you know, their defense has been playing well. You know, their offense has been suspect this year, which in years past it's been the opposite. Their offense is what's carried it, but not this year. But give me the Bengals here. Bengals win, keep their playoff hopes alive. Chiefs loses. I think Chiefs might be in trouble. They might have to be on the road in the playoffs. Broncos, Chargers. Give me the Broncos. Chargers are pathetic. And then the Sunday night game, Travis, I got some good news for you. You guys are beating the Vikings. Quarterback problem for the Vikings. They just lost their tight end for the rest of the season due to injury. Packers should on paper win this game, but the Packers defense is so god-awfully bad, it almost blew their game against the freaking Panthers. I'm going to say this. Packers, fire your defensive coach. He's terrible. My buddy Travis, who lives in Virginia like me, is a better defensive coach than the coach you got now, okay? Hire Travis, because he knows how to handle egos, because he's got like 3 or 4 children, okay? Trust me. Hire Travis as the Packers defensive coordinator next year. But those are my picks for this week. Browns, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills, Bears, Colts, Jags, Texans, Rams, Eagles, Buccaneers, Niners, Seahawks, Bengals, Broncos, and Packers. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Hope everyone had a good and Merry Christmas. And be safe this weekend on New Year's Eve. Don't party too hard, everybody. See you guys later tonight for a Let's Play video.